Anyway. So these dudes, there's like 2 towers on account of one of them is like in this place where they make a bunch of like even worse orcs.
This is so fucking ridiculous.
Like think about like stinkier than Stinky Pete version of orc.
Okay.
And then like even dumber, but like super mean and strong. Like strong Matt.
Good to know.
So like those were the strong orc. And they were scary. And then there was an Ethel named Legos.
Nicholas?
Yeah, Legos. I forgot to mention him in the fellowship ring.
Okay.
Because he also joins the fellows. On account of he's really good with the bow and arrow. But unfortunately he couldn't intercept the bow and arrow that killed the Shittimir guy.
I'm quite sure who you're talking about. He's leveling.
He couldn't intercept the bow and arrow that killed Shittimir guy because he wasn't that good, but you know, he does his best.
Okay.
And he can also live forever just like Erwin guy, or girl, like before she gave away the necklace. So that... Oh god, I'm getting killed. I feel just like Shittimir. So then afterwards, they're all going to this one place. I kind of forget the order of things right now, but basically, they have to defend plus Tirith. And then, they have to defend plus Tirith. Plus Tirith is like this place, it had like, there was a giant rock that split it in the middle, and it was built around the rock. They have to defend plus Tirith.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Because there's a bunch of, the stinky orcs that have to kill them. Except they don't want to be killed. So they hide all the Wombmans and children's. Unless the children's are able to carry a sword, then they make them fight. Because everybody's got to do their part, you know.
That's naughty.
But then it's okay because they send a little fire signal to all their friends. It's kind of like the engines, except a little more organized, because they have to send the symbol to far aways. And so they send it to far aways, and then they get into Rohan. So then once they're in Rohan, yeah, far away to like a place with a field, and they have a lot of whores. Or sorry, horsers.
Horse? What? Horse?
No, horser. Horsers. Horsers that enforcers.
Horse? There are horse in Lord of Rings.
I like that they have a lot of whores.
No, they have horsers.
Oh, horse.
They have horsers that ride whores.
Horse?
It can be both.
Horse, not horses.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have horsers without horse.
True. Horse follow the camps.
Yeah, exactly.
Horse. Why you're saying horse? That's mean. That's not what I
They have a lot of horse. What can I say? It's just what they do.
Horse.
They have hordes of horsers on whores, okay? Anyway, this one guy didn't want to help them a lot because I've got a feeling that he was getting some ring battiness himself. So he was all sick and stuff and super pissed off at like whoever the guy was. in Plus Tirith. He was pissed off at that guy. Cause come to think of it, the guy in Plus Tirith was kind of a bitch himself. There was this one part where he ate like some fruit while he got Poopin to sing a song to him, and he was just not even caring about how all these people were dying while they were fighting the stinky orcs.
Alright.
He was just like eating his like grapes and just letting the juice fall all over. Like he was just some bitch. Cause he was, and then later he died, I think. Yeah, he threw himself on a fire. Cause he was a bad guy. Anyway.
Go on.
Back to the main thing of the two towels. Or sorry, the two forts. Yeah, so they like defend that place, right? And that's super cool. Oh, actually, you know what? That happens later. I'm sorry. Just pretend that didn't even happen yet. They go there later. So like, in the first part though, there's this super big place with the big old tower. Or sorry. It's really more like a fort with a tower, hence the name Two Forts. And so,
Okay.
there's this bitchy guy. Oh, I should also mention in the Fellowship Ring, Double Doors, he like, helps these guys get into this cave. Except then like, they have to run away from a fire guy.
Sentry down.
And then like, Double Doors is like, you know what, I can't let the fire guys get to my guys. So he closes the doors, like metaphorically, because he is Double Doors. And then he says, "You shall not pass." And then the fire guy can't even pass. But then he has to like go down with the fire guy and fight him. So he falls down. Oh no, it was yeah, the fire guy's name, let me think. His name was
Packing up. Go on, get.
Balzarog? No, sorry, it was Balzrag. Right, so yeah, that's it. It was Balshag, sorry. Anyway, so Dumbledore goes and fights Balshag while like falling down a big old pit. And then I'm pretty sure like, you know, he does okay with Balshag, but you know, it leaves a lot to be desired, but it's okay because Balshag just kind of gets fucked over. I think he falls in some water because he's a fire guy. So then when they fall, like Dumbledore, he like falls in the pit, but then like later on he's on top of a tower. It's kind of a contrast thing, you wouldn't get it. And
shit out of what you're saying.
but then he like sees a little moth, but then it's okay because like he's trapped up there, and then he like lets the moth go, and he's like, "It's okay, little moth, you're alright. I'm not quite alright, but I can at least help you out." But then like an eagle finds out, and it's a super big eagle, and then it goes and picks him up, and then he's super cool about it, right? But then the thing is, for a long time he was Gandalf the Grey, because Grey is what? Grey is okay, you know, it rhymes so it's true. Gandalf the Grey. No, but seriously, Gay is okay. But he wanted to be a little bit better than. So when he was in the forest, discovering himself as how gay he was, he realized he was also Gandalf the White, because white is alright.
Sentry going up.
So not only was he okay, he was alright.
That's fucked up, man. I gotta do that.
So then he goes and helps the guys fight fight the one fort, because that's where the other wizard guy was. And oh, who was he?
The wizard K2?
No, that was Scary Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so Scary Man the wizard was controlling.
This reminds me of the Rock.
He was controlling the Stinky Orc factory. And then there was this other like goblin dude who was also helping him. He was like the assistant, sorry man. And his name was Wayne.
Lane?
No, Wayne.
Lane. He was lame.
Wayne the goblin.
He was lame. He was a lame goblin,
He was from
right?
Moria.
He was lame, right?
No, he wasn't lame. He could walk.
He was lame.
No, his name was Wayne.
Lame. He
Ends
was...
in 30 seconds.
No, he wasn't lame. He could walk. He didn't need crutches.
Okay.
But he was kind of a hunchback.
Dumbass? What? He was a dumbass?
Mission ends in
No, he was a
10
hunchback.
Dumbass. Oh, he was a dumbass. Okay.
seconds. 5,
Yeah, that too.
3, 2,
Uh-oh, we might need to push cart. Oh, we're dead.
overtime.
Yeah, so,
Motherfucker.
Wayne was a dumbass. But then, Double Doors goes to help out the tree guys, right?
Yep.
And so, you know, they talked really slowly, and I'm thinking it's because they were high all the time on trees. I mean, they were trees after all. So, they were also kind of tall. Right, so,
Keep telling me.
as I was saying, Dumbledore had a meeting with all the trees, and they were like, "Bruh, bruh." They had Morningwood, actually.
Yep. Yep.
And they went, because it took a fucking long time to say anything if you're a tree.
Okay, yep. Okay.
Yeah, so the trees eventually, like, after 12 fucking hours, decided that they wanted to go attack the Stinky Orc factory, because it was chopping down a bunch of trees, and they were like, you know what, that's us. Which, very sensible decision to me.
Very much so.
So, like, the factory guys, like, are freaking out because the trees are trying to attack them. Except, like, Dumbledore, like, puts a bunch of water on the factory, too. And that puts out all the fires that they need to make the factory. And so all the, it did make them wet. You're right. And I am impressed at your prescience. Not quite sticky, that was their sap that they excrete, but you know, you're close. Anyway, they go and kill the guys in the Stinky Orc factory, and they also kill a lot of Stinky Orcs. And that's good enough for them for a while. And then what's cool is, for a long time up to that point, Fairy and Poopin, nobody really knew where they were. They were kind of like captured by orcs. So, except they escaped from the orc, so they just wound up next to the Istanbul, or wait, the fortress for the orc factory. And they were just like, you know what, we're gonna loot this shit. And it turned out they had a bunch of tobacco, and they were smoking it because this is a PG-13 type But then eventually it was time for serious business again. Except they had to sleep. But also before all that, they had to like finally fight Scary Man. Except Scary Man was already kind of fought and defeated. So basically he was standing on top of his tower and he was like, you know what, I'm pissed off. And then Double Doors was like, you know what, I'm whiter than you, so fuck off. Because he was a white supremacist. And so eventually Scary Man just kind of fell off the fort. And his head just landed on a spike. And they were all kind of happy about it, but also kind of weirded out. But then afterward, they just kind of slept in the fort because it was convenient. So Fairy and Poopin, they were like, oh, let's cause some trouble. Let's go see what's in Double Doors' bag. Except then they looked at Double Doors' face, and his eyes were open. But it's just because he sleeps with his eyes open because he's cool. They almost found his porno, but they were distracted because they saw the ball. They saw Scary Man's ball.
The control point is being captured.
And then they took it out of a bag.
We have lost.
Yeah, exactly. He kept it on top of his stick until he died.
That's fucking gay.
Yes, they removed his ball from his gag. I mean his bag. And then
Mission
they
ends
looked
in
at it,
30 seconds.
except Scary Man's ball looked back at him. And then it said, I see you!
We have secured
And then
the
they were all
control point.
freaked out,
Alert.
and it was like they were on drugs, and then they had to put it back. And then Double Doors was mad at them, but he's like, it's okay, you're just short people, and you got no reason to live. And so he forgave them. But then, afterward... Oh, I didn't even get you. So then... yeah, basically. That's what he said. And then, afterward, they had to go to Plus Tirith, right? To help, keep people from dying. Except the super old king guy, in Rodan, he was all shitty, and he didn't want to help out the dudes in Plus Tirith.
Mission ends.
So they had to like call for help the special way, and then he finally helped them because they killed the worm guy that was being mean about him.
Overtime.
And then they also got the help from the Ethels. They also got the help from the Ethels. And the Ethels were really key there, because they shot a lot of orcs in the balls with their arrows. But then also the stinky orcs, they, oh, you got me.
Oh, nice.
That was beautiful.
I got
This
you.
story is great, but I need to GG, and I'm gonna go to bed, so I'll see you guys later.
Alright, good night.
Alright, GG.
I'm gonna stay here till I hear the end.
Yeah, buddy.
Alright.
I'm not even here for the story, I'm here to play.
I gotta say though, I'm gonna have to stop pretty soon. We might have to do a Saga Continues for, Return to King. Or sorry, that's not the name, Rent a King.